Are Republicans busy wooing the southern states and forgetting something? The president is trying to win over the Buckeye state. In fact, he's been there 17 times since taking office, sending Vice President Joe Biden there just yesterday. Now, the two of those guys won Ohio in 2008, but that was before this fellow came to town. With us now, the Republican governor of the fine state of Ohio, John Kasich. Governor, very good to have you.
Always good to be with you, Neil.
What do you make of it? Ohio is going to be actually one of the premier plays of, they call it Super Tuesday, I guess, on March 6th, and a lot up for grabs there. How are Ohioans feeling right now, first off, about the administration?
Well, I think, Ohio's split. It's a state that's always highly competitive, Neil. And, I think the sense in Ohio, among a lot of people, are things are getting better, but it hasn't hit everybody. You've got to remember, we were the third worst job-destroying state in the country. And in the last year, we're up a net 65,000 private sector job growth. So, but it's not all trickled down yet. So Ohioans are like Americans. They are very nervous about the economy, about their prospects of keeping a job, of their kids finding a job. So, at this point, I would say they're more hopeful. But, nobody's doing a jig out here thinking everything is fixed, because it isn't.
You might have heard, Governor, that Speaker Gingrich, former Speaker Duke Gingrich, has sort of dialed back this ad thing, the Bain Capital attack from this PAC that put out the spot. He's asked them to edit it, or if they don't, take it down. Obviously, he's responding to conservative criticism about it, and the fact that this approach has not been supported by the likes of Rick Santorum or John Huntsman, who said that this is not a good move for any Republican to attack private equity, that sort of thing. How do you feel about this and the fact that Mr. Gingrich has dialed it back?
Yeah, first of all, it's not about private equity. It's really about the understanding that, risk-taking, reward in risk-taking, the fact that you don't punish risk-takers, but you reward them is very important, because if people don't want to take risks, and if they take risks, they get hammered, that's not very good. But, the public they're suspicious of financial engineering. They are. I mean, they saw the Wall Street, the bank bailout, and that's what gave the early energy to the Occupy movement.
Sure.
And, the fact of the matter is that the people have concerns that you shouldn't just be in business to make money. You should be in business to create value, and as a result, you make money. So, I think it has to be balanced, but I don't like to see Republicans, beating each other up on things like, the 1% versus the 99%, and pounding on people who take risks. Because people who create businesses, particularly small businesses and exciting new businesses like Google and Amazon and PayPal, they're the ones that are creating jobs. So we have to be careful. But I think it's reasonable for somebody to say that, Michael Novak wrote a great book about the fact that a free enterprise system has to be underlaid with values. That's all we have to keep in mind, and I think that's a fair point.
Which is essentially what Gingrich was saying, or he said. He was explaining this. But it didn't come out that way, did it?
Neil, I haven't followed those ads. I'm too busy. I was just at the auto show trying to figure out how to get stickier and deeper relations with automakers. And, I have to tell you, being governor, it's a big job. We have 11.5 million people. Our budget's like $55 billion. This is not something where you have time to take off. Every day is another set of challenges. So I've not really seen the ads. I don't really know that much about it. I know that he's being attacked on Bain. I think we have to be careful we don't go too far. But the point that values matter, I think, is really important. I think Tim Tebow's proven that values matter, because now he's selling a ton of jockey underwear to men and women.
Well, you're right. It's a full circle,
right? I mean,
it's a full circle. But let me ask you, Governor, while I have
you. The administration. Let me make it clear that the administration, I don't think they understand risk-taking and investment and job creation. And I know you're going to ask me, who am I going to endorse? Well, in Ohio, I'm not going to endorse anybody I don't anticipate before this. But ultimately, I'm going to be for the Republican nominee that can talk about job creation, about helping Ohio to grow jobs.
Well, wait a minute. Before the primary, Governor, before the primary, you're not going to be endorsing anyone?
I don't anticipate that,
Okay.
Neil. I don't expect I'll do it, but I'm going to be enthusiastic about the Republican nominee for the simple reason that they're going to understand how to grow jobs and not punish job creators or think that regulation or taxes doesn't have an impact. Of course it does.
Okay, let me ask you, while you were speaking, we did get confirmation, and we had heard talk of this at the outset of the broadcast, Governor. The ratings agency, Standard & Poor's, has downgraded France from AAA to AA+. It's also moved to downgrade Spain. Rumors are, before the day is out, it will downgrade Italy and Portugal and some others, potentially setting the stage for maybe another downgrade of the U.S. Are you worried that we could be looking at something very bad?
Yes, I'm worried about the fact that when Europe has trouble, you know, we catch a cold over here, and sometimes more serious than that. I talk to a lot of job creators, a lot of people, a lot of CEOs, and when Europe's weak and they can't buy things, it's a concern to me. And the fact that, you know, the rating agencies look at a further downgrade here at the U.S., I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's a matter of a lack of certainty. You know, here in Ohio, when we balanced our budget, we went off negative watch to stable, which was a significant improvement for us, which means we're open for business, and we're going to mind the store here, and we're going to set a foundation, Neil, where businesses can feel comfortable if they come here and create jobs. It's going to work out for them. So, look, I mean, the other thing I wish we would do, I wish we would bring these profits that are stuck over in Europe back home to the United States. That'd be a great stimulus package, right? Tell companies don't put it in dividends, but put it in research and development. It'd be a great stimulus package. I've actually talked to the White House about it. I don't know why they don't do it. It would be fantastic.
But you would attach that proviso to it. Would bring the money back.
Well, I mean, that's what they worry about. I talked to an official. He goes, well, they'll bring the money back and give out a dividend, which isn't all bad. But I said, well, look, if that's your concern, then just say it can't be put into a dividend. It has to be put into research and development. But that's almost $1 trillion in cash. And let me tell you what's happening. Companies are investing in businesses in Europe. We want them to invest in businesses in Ohio and in New York and Indiana, you know?
Okay.
We got to push this, Neil. You need to get on the soapbox on
I need to get on the wagon here. All right, Governor, always good seeing you. Have a great weekend.
Always great to be with you, Neil. Happy New Year.
You too, Governor John Kasich. All right.